Hi, Pastor John asked me to give a quick word about how the Lord saved me in quite a remarkable way. 1988, January 15th, on my twin's birthday, the Lord appeared to me in a dream. And I had been living for 10 years in a very dark place with no hope of forgiveness, and I wasn't even looking for it. But I dreamt that I went with my 4 children up to a home owned by Christian friends in Escondido. I'd never met the people, never been to the house, and I walked in the front door behind the kids, and they went down to meet the family in the family room, and I was in the foyer, and in front of me was this table about 5 feet long against the wall, and it was belly up to the bar height, and I walked up to it, and there was a statue of Jesus on the left end of the table, a full life-size statue, and I thought, I better pray or something. I don't want to embarrass my kids or offend these new people. So I put my elbows on the table, and this prayer came out: Lord, please, if you can forgive me, I'd really appreciate it. I'm a total mess. And that was the end of my prayer. And I looked over at this statue of Jesus, and it had come alive. And he was looking at me. He was 4 feet away. And I was terrified at first, but I said, my God, you're real. And he said, of course. I said, so what are you doing here? And he said, well, Steve, I've come here to forgive you. And I, really? And he said, yes. And so I gave him a big high five, and I just, thank you, Lord. And then I said, I felt so comfortable with him. I said, how would you like to arm wrestle with me? He said, okay, sure. So we put up our right arms actually on the corner at first and went after it. And to my shock, I ended up putting his arm over, and I knew he wasn't just letting me win. And I said, so you want to go into the round? I'm not quite a stop my left arm. He said, sure. So we hooked up left arms back and forth, and I ended up putting his left arm over. And this time I stood back from him, and I said, Lord, I don't get it. I said, I know you made this whole universe, and you made this planet, everything in it. You made me. I didn't know any man could beat you at anything. How did this just happen? And he looks at me and he says, Steve, the thing you've never really understood about me is that I am also fully a man. Well, I wake up from this dream, and I said, Lord, if you have forgiveness for me, I'd like to take you up on it. And there was a quiet yes came over the room. And so as his forgiveness flowed, the tears flowed for 2 hours, and he transformed everything.